Can we just talk about my hair real quick? Like, I need a haircut. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Shade Tree. This is part 2 of the little throttle cable bracket install. I didn't get to finish it up the last time because the cable that I had, the factory cable, wouldn't work with the cheap Amazon bracket that I bought. So I ended up ordering a Mr. Gaskets universal cable. I'll put a link to that down in the description below, as well as I'll put another link to the bracket as well. I've got it installed. Trust me, y'all don't want to see the positions I had to get in to make this work. I had to have wifey come down and help me. Like, it was just a pain. Getting up under the dash of the car, I had to take the seat out. It was just bad. So let's take a look at the bracket. I'll show you, how it looks and let you know what I think of it and how the install went. All that good stuff, okay? So the bracket actually looks super clean. I'm actually really pleased with it. You got the dual spring bracket, bolts to your intake, like where your carb bolts here and here. The dual springs mount through this little opening on the Holley carb. I don't know if you've got another carburetor, it may be different. You see where the cable actually connects. It comes with its own little threadable pin that you push through. I had to pop mine off because mine just had the snap where it just snaps over. You add this is an adjustable linkage here. And then it's got a cotter pin that I haven't done yet because I haven't necessarily set my linkage. You can also adjust your linkage here by moving this back and forth to kind of tighten this up. You see I've got a little bit of slack in it, but not a ton, so I might move this back just a little bit more to make sure that I've got good response and all that good stuff. You can actually adjust your springs too, like if your springs aren't tight enough to pull this back, you can adjust it here by moving this bracket back a little bit too. So that's the bracket overall. The cable itself, it's a braided steel cable housing, and it's a universal length. So from the firewall down here, this cable probably came out another. Well, actually, I can show you. I've got it right here. Let's take a look. Don't mind the mess. We cut some wood yesterday. I still got all my stuff laying here. So this is about how much I took off of the cable, or the housing anyway, which is probably a good, 8 to 10 inches, give or take. And you can see how much longer that would have been. So, of course, you're going to have to trim it. It wasn't that hard. I used a fine-toothed hacksaw blade and just cut through it, taped off the end similar to what they had out of the box, and cut in front of it. You might be able to see here, I'll use this as a pointer. You may be able to see right here, it's got a little metal sleeve that I slid over the tape, kind of that works as a compression fit. And then that slid into the little snap bracket here, the little square snap bracket. Remember I was talking, I didn't have a way to snap it into this on the first video. Well, that's the piece that I needed. So that's that. Got it ran, pushed through the firewall in the factory location, and then it just pinches. It's a threaded insert in there with 2 washers, and that was the hardest part of the entire thing, was getting that threaded in. So I'll try to get under here and show you. Alright. So as you see, I've still got all my tools in here, and the seat is still out. So here's your fuel pedal, throttle pedal, gas pedal, whatever you want to call it. Let me see if I can get this thing finagled around to show you up under there. Okay, so this is just going to be a demonstrational purposes, because I don't fit under here, and I know I don't fit under here with a camera. So I'm just going to give a visual reference of how this works. So your cable that was really close. Your cable comes through the firewall, right? It's it's pressure, or it's bolted on. You have a nut that goes on the back of the threaded end that's hollow, and so you thread your cable through that, and it comes up through the cable housing, the braided line, and then you can do whatever you want to up here. Once it's down there, there's another plastic factory type piece that's 3-pronged that goes and snaps into the top of the throttle pedal bracket. So you're going to essentially have a slot at the top of your throttle pedal bracket with a hole at the bottom of it that kind of looks like an upside down keyhole. You're going to slide your throttle cable through that with that black insert on the side facing the steering wheel. So then once it's through that slot, those prongs go through that hole and they snap into place. Now I was able to get it to do that by just tugging on the cable, as my wife, with her smaller hands, made sure the cable was through that slot. So that honestly was the hardest part of this entire install, and I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult. There's just no room. Now, if you're running just a strict race car and all you've got is an open firewall, then buddy, it's going to be a super simple install for you. But for me, it was a little bit rough. I've got a little bit of back pain, a little neck pain right here. Got a little bit of bursitis over here. So just be warned, it's not as easy as you think. So that's pretty much it, guys. The instructions are super good on that Mr. Gasket's cable, universal cable. So like I said, I'll put a link to that down below if you're needing something like that. Honestly, it cleaned this engine bay up a lot. Like, just to look at it now, it looks like it's supposed to be there. The factory cable was a lot longer, so we had it like, you know, there's a little bit of a hoop here. The factory one was like, and you know, we made it work. Me and my dad, you know, he helped me out a lot. He helped me fabricate and modify the original bracket to make it work on this setup. But honestly, I think this looks super clean, and I can't wait to get it out and make some runs, make sure I'm getting full throttle, all that good stuff. It's going to be fun. This little car is going to be fun. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Super short video. I just wanted to give you an update on this bracket and cable install. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult was it? It was honestly, for me, it was about a 6.5, 7. It was pretty difficult, probably closer to a 7, maybe even higher. If it hadn't been for my wife, it probably would have been like a 9 for me. I'm just a big dude. I'm almost 400 pounds, and I barely fit in the Mustang whenever it's together and I'm just sitting in it. So can you imagine trying to get under the dash and the steering wheel? I am looking to get a removable steering wheel, so if y'all have any links or know of a good deal, let me know. Eventually I might do a shaft, like a drive or steering shaft from like Motion Raceworks, one of those guys. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video. If you haven't already, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. And until next time, y'all be good. We'll see you later. I don't have a catchy phrase anymore. Stick with me. We'll see what we can do. I'll pull the one from the old barbecue channel. Stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. God bless.